Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa de Neil, where I'm about to fight a kill team battle between my Corsair Voidscarred kill team and Neil's Warp Coven. So the story that we've got going on here is that this band of the Voidscarred happened upon a wreck in a ship out in space, and had entered into it trying to find whatever goodies might be inside there that they were just trying to loot and take for themselves. And they found a hidden vault inside of here, and had entered it and found that they did in fact have a whole bunch of different artifacts that they found interesting, and obviously felt like they could find homes for at a later date. But as they were checking them out, alerts came on from the outside from their ship saying that a Thousand Suns ship had arrived at the location, and that a force was on its way to come and take what was in this vault. So they locked down the doors and readied for a fight on their hands. So we are going to be playing the Storm the Vault mission here from the Shadow Vault rulebook here. Essentially, the defender sets up in the middle here, and the attacker can set up within a circle of the entire outside of the board here. There are a couple things to note here. Basically, you're just going to score points at the end of each battle round based upon how many objectives you hold, that's how they work with that. But it is worth noting that there are two things that vary in this mission that you don't have in most others. One is the ability to give an equipment to the defender operatives that have baton hatchway, which means that at the beginning when I deploy my operatives, I can choose a hatchway within red of them, and that hatchway is then battened, which I've marked with those with the orange dies there. And essentially what that does is the first time that you do the open hatchway action on that doorway, it does not open. It takes another action to do it. The attacker also has access to a piece of equipment, which is the breacher robot, and essentially that robot can do an action instead of the other actions, which allows it to basically just tear down one of those doors. So it ignores the batten hatchway. It also allows it to not just ignore that, but it also allows it that doorway cannot be closed ever again for the rest of the game. So that is the story. That is the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the two kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Voidscarred, my kill team will consist of, from left to right here, we have the Felarch, we have a Kernathi, we have a Starstorm Duelist, we have a Shade Runner, we've got a Gunner, we've got a Fate Dealer, we've got a Soul Weaver, we've got a Kernathi Hunter, and we have a Wayseer. And then for the Warp Coven, we have 3 Sorcerers, we've got a Heavy Gunner, we've got a Dude Bro with an Icon, we have a regular Rubric Marine, and then this is equipment. So those are the kill teams. Going over deployment, I've got my Kernathi over here, I've got my Kernite Hunter, I then have my Shadow Runner there. Then back in this section, I've got my Duelist, my Fate Dealer, I've got my Wayseeker, my Felarch, I've got my Soul Weaver, and I have my Gunner over here with a Blaster. Going over deployment for the Warp Coven. I keep wanting to call them Thousand Suns. The Warp Coven over here, they are Thousand Suns, but the Warp Coven specifically. We've got a Sorcerer, we've got a second Sorcerer, we've got a third Sorcerer. Then over here we have a Gunner, we've got the guy with the icon over here, and then we have another Rubric Marine alongside of the Breacher robot over there. So that is deployment. We are now going to choose who's going to go first. So we use the same way with other kill team games. Essentially there's a rock, paper, scissors method. You have you can infiltrate, what is it? 1 is infiltrate, 2 is... No, what recon. Are they? Recon. 1 is, I think, yeah, 1 is 2. 1 is recon. 2 is infiltrate. Oh, no. 1 is, I'm sorry. 1 is fortify. 2 is recon. 3 is infiltrate. Or is no. Oh, man, why am I messing this up so hard? It's number 1 is fortify. It's fortify, infiltrate, recon is how it goes there. And essentially, fortify allows you to place a barricade, although you can't in this mission, but you can still choose one if you think that your opponent's going to choose number 2, which is infiltrate, which allows you to change one of your activation tokens during the first turning point. And then the third one is recon, which will allow you to get a free dash action. And essentially it works like rock, paper, scissors, with 1 beating 2, 2 beating 3, and 3 beating 1. So we are going to do that now. We will show our choices. 1, 2, 3. I chose 3, my opponent chose 3. And because he is the attacker, he will have the initiative. So we will come back to you with turning point number 1. All right, so into the strategy step of the first turning point here. We both gained CP, so we were both at 3. My opponent spent 1 CP to allow him to either shoot twice or fight twice of his choosing with his guys there. I did not spend anything on any strategic ploys, but we both did reveal tac ops here. So the first one I revealed was rout, which is essentially if an enemy operative is incapacitated by a friendly operative that is within red of your opponent's drop site, you score 1 VP. If you achieve the first condition in any subsequent turning points, you score 1 VP. The reason I chose this one is that it's basically everything's within red unless I'm in the dead center there. So it's a pretty good chance for me to be able to get this turning point. So I chose that one. My opponent has done Scry Secrets, which essentially he can do an action with one of his psychic action. So it's with one of his sorcerers that can do the action. And essentially, if they do the action, they score a VP. And if the one who does the action is still alive at the end of the game, they score an additional VP. So now we'll go on to the firefight step. All right, my opponent's first activation is going to activate his icon bearer, who's going to move and open the door and get into position over here. Mm-hmm. My Starstorm Duelist is now going to activate. He's going to do his free dash and move into position over here, just out of engagement range of his banner bearer there. And I'm going to use the pistol barrage, which allows me to shoot with both of his pistols. So we're going to start with the fusion blaster. This is going to be AP2, so it's going to be -2 to you here. And it's going to be 4 shots hitting on 3s. Okay, that's going to be a crit and 3 regular hits. The crit is going to do 3 mortal wounds right off the bat. And then you have AP 2, so you get 1 save. Correct? Mm-hmm. Yep, so 1 right die here.
Alright, so I've either got my Allah's Dust or I got my Emblem 5. One or the other.
Oh, if you have your... Wait, what do you want to do with that? 1 second. Yeah, so he's got the Favored of the Gods, Favored by Change, should say, which is a 5-up invul save. So he's got 3 5-up saves. Making one of them. I would probably... How many wounds does he have?
Total's 12.
12. I don't actually know if that's going to be enough. No matter which one you take off is going to be enough, because these are doing 5 and 3 damage. So, yeah, I think he is incapacitated.
Yep.
All right, so now my opponent has activated his one of his sorcerers over here, who moved up over to here, and or opened the door, opened the hatch, moved up over here, is now going to shoot into my Death Dealer with his warp flame pistol. It does have Torrent, which in the condensed environment here means that it's going to have lethal 5+. So he's going to have 6 shots here. No, 5 shots, I'm sorry, hitting on 2s, is it? Or
yep.
Yeah, hitting on 2s, and 5s and 6s will be crits. Okay, so getting 1 crit and 4 regular hits.
I'll just do them all. There's no reason to roll.
Yep. I will now roll to see if I can defend any of these. There's going to be looking for 4 pluses or 6s for fill faces. Getting just 1. What's the damage?
So 4 and then 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
4 and 2?
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna ignore one of those. So it's gonna be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is enough to put me out. And now I'm gonna activate my gunner over here with the blaster. He's gonna fire into his sorcerer over here. So I'm gonna have 4 shots here, looking for 3 pluses to hit. I am... Ooh, man, that's 2 crits. So it's already going to be 6 mortal wounds on you over here. How many wounds does he have?
He's got 13.
13? Mm-hmm. So you got 6, he's down to 5. I am gonna... I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm not gonna roll. So now you can roll your device. So you're looking for 5 up because of Favored by Change. getting one of them, which will ignore the regular one there. So he will take 12. He'll take. Oh, you want to spend a CP?
Reroll.
You can go for a reroll.
Save me. Yes, let's do it.
I don't think you're going to die because I think you said you had 13 wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll risk it for the biscuit.
All right, going to spend a CP to reroll one.
25.
Nope, not meant to be. So he's going to take 12 wounds because you can ignore that one there, and it's going to be doing. It does. 5. Oh no, 5, 6. Never. No mortal wounds. I'm sorry, I lied. It's no mortal wounds. It's going to be 5, 6 damage. So it's going to be still doing 12 damage to him though. And then to finish up his turn, I'm just going to move and dash over to this position. So my opponent is going to activate now his other sorcerer, who's going to move into position over here, and now he is going to use what is it called again?
Flux Blast.
Flux Blast into the front guy over here. It's got Blast, which means it's lethal 5+. So it's 3 dice, or 4 dice, looking for 3s. It does have Rending, and would actually... so that will be Rending, so it's going to go through... it's going to be AP 1 now. So that's going to be 1 hit into you there.
Ain't worth rolling.
All right, so he's got 1 hit into me over there. Yep. I'm going to have 2 dice looking for 4s. Getting the 2 4s, which will cancel that out there. But now, because it's Blast, he'll get to do it into my gunner back behind him over there. Looking for 3s. So it's going to be 3 regular hits in there. No crits, though. So he's going to have his 3 dice looking for 4s. Not getting any of them. What's the damage on this one, regular?
These are going to be 3s each.
3. That would kill him. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll 1.
Okay.
Into a fill phase. So he will be alive. Woo! And now he's going, because he spent the CP before, he's going to use a second shooting attack now with his pistol. Warp Flame pistol, is it called, right?
Nope,
no, Inferno Bow pistol. So he's going to fire into my dude bro there, but into my gunner. Because he's firing into my gunner and the line crosses my Wayseer, my Wayseer, he's going to be -1 attack. -1 attack from that. So he's going to have, instead of 4 dice looking for 3s, he's going to have 3 dice looking for 3s. Getting 2 hits.
Do I need to reroll?
It's AP 1.
Should I reduce you only 2 dice?
1 second. My opponent's going to spend his last CP to reroll 1. Nope, not meant to be. So I'm going to have 2 dice here looking for 4s. And there's nothing I can do because it's 3 damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's nothing I can do to reroll because I can't reroll both of those. Or can I? No, I don't think so. All right, so we were trying to figure it out. There's we think that in the rulebook, because command reroll is given the exception when it's talking about how often you could use a tactical ploy, that you can just spend the CP, because it even talks about it outside of a turning point. You're only restricted by the number of CP that you have, and we feel like that is with the command reroll as well, because it's given a specific exemption to the once per turning point, and we just think that I've got 2 CP, so I'm going to spend both of them here to try to save him here, looking for 4 pluses. And it pays off! Woo! So now, I'm going to activate my Fell Arc over here. When he activated, he was within blue of my Fate Weaver, so my Fate Weaver is going to be activated right after him. But now, I charged into his Sorcerer over here with 1 wound left. I am going to now fight him. Looking for 2s. I got anything here, so that will strike with that, and he will be dead because he only has the 1 wound left.
No.
Whoop. And when he did that, I got Rob and Ransack with him there. So getting a victory point there, which is pretty good. All right, so now my Soul Weaver is going to activate. He's going to dash back over here, still on the objective, and then he is going to do his Soul Heal onto my gunner over there. He can do it twice, and there's nothing in there that says that he can't do it twice to the same operative, so I'm going to do it twice to him. So it's going to be healing him 2d3 lost wounds, healing him 6, so he's back up to full. Count it. So now his 3rd sorcerer is going to activate, moving up over there. He is then going to Doom Bolt into my Fell Arc over here. So he's going to have 4 shots here, looking for 3s. Is lethal 5+, so it's going to be 2 regular hits. So you've got the 2 regular hits and 1 lethal. So that's going to do 2 mortal wounds to me already off the bat. I then have 3 saves to make here. So these are going to be looking for 4 pluses. Let's count there. Okay, so I'm going to ignore those, but I still take the 2 mortal wounds because those happen regardless. But I'm able to deny all of those saves, make all those saves. Cool, cool. And now he is going to use his bolt pistol to shoot into him as well. So again, looking for 3s.
4 shots on 3s. 4
looking for 3s.
There we go.
That's going to be a crit and 2 regular hits there.
Yeah, AP1.
AP1, so I've only got 2 saves here, looking for 4 ups. Making a fill face and a regular one, so I'll ignore the crit and a regular. Just doing 3 damage to me there. All right. Activated my Shade Runner, who moved and dashed onto the objective over here. My opponent activated his Gunner here, who moved up into position over here, and is now going to shoot everything into my Duelist. So hitting on 3s. So it's going to be 4 regular hits there. It is AP1, so I'm going to only have 2 saves here, looking for 4 pluses. Getting 1 of them. What's the damage on this?
They're going to be 3 each.
3 each on those? All right, so that's going to be 9 damage. That's going to kill him. Now my Wace here is going to activate. He is going to do Lightning Strike into his front Sorcerer over here. So it's going to be 4 shots, looking for 3s to hit. That is going to be a crit and a regular hit. AP1.
Okay.
So you've got 2 dice here, looking for 3s.
Oh, well, or I could do the invuln 5s.
3s. I mean, well, it's up to you. I would probably do 2 3s.
I'll do 2 3s.
Okay, so you did get 1. Okay. So that's going to do that. So it does take 5 damage with the 1 crit that goes through. He's then going to do his free dash up to there, and then he's going to shoot his Shuriken Pistol into the Sorcerer again. 4 shots here, looking for 3s. It is rending, so that will be AP1 now. So that's going to be 1 crit and 2 regular hits into you. So you got 2 3-ups. Making them both, so that's going to just take the crit damage of 4 wounds. My opponent's then going to move his robot up to the door over here. My Kernite Hunter is going to move on to the objective over here. His Rubric Marine is going to move up to the door there. And my last activation will be my Kernathi moving into position over here. So that's going to be the end of the turning point there. I do control 3, which will score me 3 points for that. We will now roll off to see who will have initiative going into turning point number 2. I rolled a fill face, my opponent rolled a 5, so it will be to the Voidscarred here on turn number 2.
AKA.
All right, into the strategy step here of turning point number 2. We don't have any tac ops to reveal, and my opponent, we both gained a CP, but my opponent's going to spend his on Exalted Astartes, which is the one that allowed his sorcerers to shoot twice or fight twice at their choosing. But the shooting twice has to be 2 different weapons, which is why you had to do the Psyker and the pistol. So that's what that is. So we will come back to you with the Firefight step. Now my Soul Weaver here is going to dash his free dash up to here, and then he's going to do the double heal onto his Fellark. Only healing 2 wounds, but that's fine.
But I still get 4.
So now his Sorcerer is going to move into position, move into position over here, and shoot into or do his Psychic Power. This is the what is it? The
Flux Blast.
Flux Blast. He's going to fire that into my Wayseeker. May as well. Yeah, we'll do it into him. So these are going to be, it's blast, so we will be doing it into both of them, basically. So the first one is going to have 4 shots here. Looking for 4s because he's wounded.
And then the 5
getting 2
crits.
Because it's blast. Yes, because it's blast.
So
those 5s do become crits. That's into the, oh, you want to do that into the shade?
And then I'll do the
okay, he's going to do that into the shade guy there. It is rending, and because those are crits now, that's going to be 2.
Yep.
I'm only going to have 2 dice here. Looking for 6s is essentially what I'm looking for here. So show me them fill faces. Actually, you know what I'm going to do?
There you do.
So I'm looking for faces anyway. No. He's too far away. Never mind.
Okay.
There you're good. Now we're good. No, not getting any of them. Although the shoe regular will cancel out one of them. So what's the damage? 4 damage. He'll take 4 damage over there. All right. And now into my Wace here as well here. So again, looking for 4s.
All right.
No hits there. No hits. And now he's going to fire with his Inferno bolt pistol into my Shade Seeker or Shade Runner over here. So he's going to have 4 shots, looking for 4s because he's hurt.
Nice.
Getting a crit and 2 regular ones. It is AP1.
AP-1, yep.
So I'm looking for 4-up saves. Not getting either of them. I don't have enough to save him, so he will be incapacitated. Now activate my Gunner, who is going to dash over to here and then fire into his Sorcerer in the back. 4 shots, hitting on 3s. That is going to be 3 regular hits over here.
AP2.
AP2, so you, but he's going to use his 5-up invul save here. Making one of them, so he will take, how much is it? 10 damage.
I'm not dead.
And then I'm going to move back over to that position there.
Because I'm hurt.
And here comes his second sorcerer here is going to activate, move into position over here, and now shoot into my waist here. So we're going to start with the Doom Bolt over here. So it's going to be 4 shots. Hitting on 4s, though, because he's wounded. Getting 1 crit. So that will do 2 mortal wounds to me.
Yep.
I then have 3 saves here to try to make it. Looking for 4 pluses. I do get 2 4 pluses, which will ignore that. So I'll just take the 2 mortal wounds. Okay. And the War Pistol here. It's going to be hitting on 4, so it's going to be 1 crit there.
AP1.
AP1, so I've got 2 saves of 4 plus looking here. Really looking for a fill face or double 4 pluses. But get that fill face, so he's good. My Carnathi activated over here, and he is going to now attack into his sorcerer over here. So, actually, I'm going to move him here. I forgot I already don't need him to be there. So he's just going to go close there. So he's going to activate into him over here. I'm going to strike with my dual power weapons. Getting, 3 crits and a regular hit, which is pretty good. I'm just going to strike with that one so my opponent doesn't even have to roll. He is dead. So, and that will actually score me my second point for rout. All right, my opponent now activated his gunner, who moved into position over here, is now going to fire. With Fusillade, he can actually fire into both of them, so he's going to fire 3 shots into my Wayseer and 3 shots into my Carnathi. So we're going to go into the Wayseer first.
Need 4s?
Need 4s to hit, actually, so that's going to be...
I'm sorry, I need 3s.
Hitting on 3s, okay, so that's going to be 3 hits with a crit.
Yep.
AP1. Yep. So it's going to be AP1, so I've got 2 dice here looking for 4s. Getting a crit and a regular, so I'll ignore those 2. What's the regular damage on this? Takes 3 damage, so he's still alive. And then he's going to put the other 3 shots into my Carnathi.
On 3s.
On 3s. That's going to be 2 hits with a crit and a regular.
Yep.
2 dice saves here because it is AP1. Just getting the regular, so I will take the crit damage from that gun, which is going to be 4 damage. All right, so I charged over here now with my Felarch into his Rubric Marine. Into his gunner. He does have Gargoyle Bayonet, which gives him, basically it's the fist, but it does 4 damage instead of 3 damage. So he's going to have, what is it? How many dice?
3 dice.
3 dice looking for 3s, and I'm going to have 4 dice looking for 2s. Yeah. All right, so I got a crit and 3 regular. My opponent got 2 regular hits. We'll come back to you. All right, so first things first I did as I struck with a regular strike. My opponent struck with his. I then parried his last die that he had and then struck with my crit and my regular. So I did, I took 4 damage from him, putting me down to 2, but I did 14 to him between the crit and the 2 regular shots there. So he is incapacitated. All right, so now my opponent activated his the robot there, who was able to cut right through my batoning there, so the hatchway batoning there, and just open that door, which cannot be closed ever again now. I'm now going to activate my Wayseer, who is going to shoot Lightning Strike into his Rubric Marine over there. So I'm going to have 4 shots here, looking for 4s to hit because he is wounded. That is going to be a crit and 3 regular hits. Wow, that's how you do that. Okay, fair enough. My opponent is, it is AP1, so you're going to have either 3 dice looking for 5s or 2 dice looking for 3s. And you can take 1 regular save because you are getting cover there with the hatchway. So what are you thinking?
So
you want to give us that one? All right, so he's going to use his invul save here. So he's going to be looking, so he takes the 1 for cover, then he's going to be looking for 5s. No, nothing there. So he is going to take, makes 1, so you're going to take... 5 plus 8, 12 damage.
Oh no!
Is that him out? Is that him out? Oh wow. Okay. Well, okay. Did not expect that. And his second action is going to give my Felarch here Warding Shield, so giving him a 3-up invul save until the end of the turning point. On a 1 or a 2, it does not happen because of trying the second power here. And that means I go, oh no! Okay, so usually I would take 3 mortal wounds on him, but I gave him the Lodestone Helmet so that he does not take the mortal wounds, but still can't do the power. So, okay, fair enough. All right, so my opponent's now going to fire Overwatch into my Felarch over here. So he's going to have 4 shots here, hitting on 5s because of being wounded and Overwatch. Getting 1 hit there.
AP1.
AP1, so I've got 2 dice here looking for 4s. Making with the fill face, he's good to go.
Yep.
And then my hunter is going to pass, saying on the objective over there, which will bring us to the end of the second turning point here. Now is when I score points, because you didn't score at the end of the first turning point. It was only the second one. But I do control all three because I have more APL and engagement of that objective than my opponent does. So let's roll to see, going into the third turning point here. And a 5 here, so we will come back to you with the third turning point. All right, we're gonna go straight into the the firefight step here, because I'm just gonna activate my guy over here. He is going, my gunner, he is going to fire into his sorcerer over there. 4 shots with the blaster, hitting on 3s. Okay, I got 1 crit, which is gonna do no mortal wounds there. I'm going to, I'm gonna spend my 2 CP to reroll, because I really just need this to happen. So that's gonna be 2 regular there. So that's going to be a crit and 2 regular. It's AP2, but so you got 5 ups. So you're looking for 5 ups here. No. So he will be dead. And with that, I get Deadly Marksman since I'm in my deployment zone there. And then he will survive, since that is the last really operative that he has there that can do it. So a victory for the Voidscarred here. A brutal game there. I think it could have gone either which way. It was just like we just decided to go and just punch each other in the face. And we did. That one psychic power that managed to just blot your one Rubric Marine was pretty incredible. So, but yeah, so a ton of fun though. I really enjoyed them. I really like the Voidscarred. They're fun. They're just cool looking models, and I like playing cool looking models. So, and Neil's models look great as always. So, always fun to play him. So, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Neil, and until next time, stay safe and have fun.